Hi, Russell Oliver here. I'm here to talk to you guys and girls about positivity. Over the past few years, I've actually been led to believe right now, at this very moment, that having a positive outlook on life can actually contribute to performance and success wherever you're in business or for personal gain, that sort of thing. Now remember, being positive isn't always about projecting a perfect life or a lifestyle. It actually does take quite a bit of hard work. So I've got about 13 tips here that can actually get you started, and I'll add a bit of experience to that. Now, the first tip, this is something that you gym junkies can actually relate to, is actually getting up early hours of the morning, doing that exercise regime, and listening to certain music that actually makes you feel good, motivated, literally have that ability to push yourself to carry on. I found that this was very great, and it still is. It's a great motivator for me, just to get up and start running, having a bit of sweat on your brow and listening to a bit of heavy metal music, or something that actually pushes you and motivates you as well. But for some of us, it's like want to listen to a bit of happy music, and that's good too, because you need to be in that happy mindset. Now, get up at sunrise, look at the sunrise. That actually worked for me quite considerably as well. Just waking up to a new positive day and having that mindset as you're looking at that sunrise, saying, you know what, this day's a brand new beginning and brand new opportunities are going to arise for me today. The third one is eat healthy. That's right, I'm getting a little bit older now, and I can't afford to eat junk food like no tomorrow. So eat healthy is actually becoming very important. And as soon as I started investing in a dietary plan and also fruit smoothies, I noticed that my mood has changed quite a bit, especially with the other points that I've brought out: exercise, eat healthy, that sort of thing. And it actually adds to the mood, a fantastic mood to start off with during the day. Now, the fourth one is a biggie. Surround yourself with positive influences. Okay, this can be positive habits, people, groups, your social group, social networks, fantastic imagery as well. One of my little workplaces, I actually have quite a few positive images up on the board, such as "work hard and success will follow." Those motivational quotes actually inspire me to push myself a little bit more. Be around positive people. Okay, so these positive people, and especially influential people, their, let's say, essence of positivity will rub off on you, and you will start to see yourself progress at the same rate that they have. I basically, one of my influential people that I aspire to be are people like Chase Rayner, James Kemp, and Tony Robbins as well, becoming a motivational speaker. I realise that I do have quite a bit of work to do, hence why I'm putting in the hard yards, especially at the Open Polytech to do my degree. I've got to start somewhere, right? Also, do positive things that actually make people happy. So like, do some work for them. People are more than likely to be grateful for the hard work that you've put in for them, and hey, it just adds value to your character. Now, the other things to avoid, however, is drama groups. Okay, having a whole bunch of people, or being around a whole bunch of people that are engrossed with, I would put into context housewife dramas, that sort of thing. If you have a look at these housewife drama shows, it's full of conflict. It's full of it's full of negativity, and you just can't afford to be engrossed in all of that stuff. It brings you down, it drags you down to their level, and quite frankly, I've actually stopped watching these shows because of that. I've stopped watching drama shows, because I'm wanting to engross myself around more positive people than actually to be dragged down to someone else's lower standards and get caught up within their issues and dramas. You don't want that. You can't afford to have that. You want to move forward, not backwards. You don't want to be stuck in the mud, that sort of thing as well. Get rid of the the negative social environments that you're in. For instance, if you're in a workplace, and the boss has been an absolute prick, you want to sort of avoid that. But however, there's methods to actually mitigate against your boss being a prick or someone being a prick, or there's some issues that has been quite historically berating you for quite a while. Approach that person and talk to them civilly and say, hey, this is not, you're making me feel unwelcome, that sort of thing, and try and improve your environment that you're in. If the environment doesn't improve after you've tried to reconcile and talk about these certain issues, then you kind of need to take yourself out of it. So being around a whole bunch of negative people, doing negative things, or making you feel like absolute crap, it's not going to work for you. You're going to get dragged down. So you're better off just getting out of that place, having a clear mindset, and actually moving forward with a whole new environment that's full of positivity, and that will actually encourage you to grow as a person, business, group, whatever. Okay. Also, get rid of bad habits, certain bad habits as well. What I mean by bad habits that are actually tying you down. For instance, there is what we call the Kaizen process model. If you look it up on Google, it's actually very forthright. It identifies time-wasting habits that you have, or bad habits that will slow you down, prevent you from going somewhere. Investigate what the issue is, get rid of that time-wasting habit that's there, and replace it with something that's actually going to make you move a little bit quicker forward. Now, stay away from people who have a bad attitude about anything in life. If you know someone who has a very bad outlook on life, and that has continued to have that bad outlook, saying, this job is so crap, why am I doing this? Why are we doing this? This is absolute arse. Can't be fucked doing this. What about you, mate? Can you be fucked doing this? And those sorts of people that approach you saying, hey, trying to, put on the persona that the things that you guys are doing is actually quite bad. You don't want to be around them, because you're going to struggle at actually trying to complete what you set out to complete. And these people are actually your concrete blocks. That's right, they're concrete blocks attached to your feet, and you're not able to move forward and carry on. So stay away from people like that. And if some of these people are family and friends as well, talk to them, reconcile, and if they're not able to, sort the issue out that they have, and try to drag you down further, then you're just better off without them. Right, practice positivity itself. It's important that you smile in the day, even if you have a cheesy smile. Think positive thoughts to any bad situation. That way you can actually calm yourself down a lot quicker and do a bit of problem solving within your head, and have that ability and fortitude to carry on. All right, set yourselves up some goals. One of my goals, a long-term goal, in fact, is actually to have my Bachelor of Business, majoring in management, and that is I've got, I think, about 4 more years before I complete that, and I'm actually halfway there. So I'm quite happy with what I'm doing. And if you have a big goal like that, set yourself some sub goals that's leading up to the major finish. Makes things a lot easier, more achievable. And by having it visual right in front of you, I I've got my goals up on the board in my office. It makes it seem like achievable, it's attractive, and you can actually picture what you're going to be like when you complete your goals itself. So when I I can imagine myself completing my degree with the gown and stuff, and having that extra authority to coach and mentor other businesses. Challenge your negative thoughts with positive ones. That's right. So what I mean by that is actually turn the bad moments into opportunity. For instance, if you're not fit, and you've got to pass a fitness test within a certain time frame, that's your opportunity, your enforcement to actually try and get your fitness levels up there. Because, say for instance, if you don't pass the test, you don't progress. Okay, simple as that. So turn negative thoughts into positive thoughts. Make the bad thoughts your opportunities if you can. And don't forget to smile. If you have certain issues that's weighing on your mind, share them with other people that you trust. By doing that, you're literally getting this outburst out there. You can actually, feel a lot more relieved that you actually talk to someone and someone actually understands you and trusts you. Being understanding of what you're going through, and and sometimes a bit of feedback's great because it actually helps you out too. I get that a lot at my workplace, at home, and family as well. One of the valuable people some valuable people that you can actually share your issues with is actually with your friends and family. And in my instance, if I have say like a bit of an issue with certain sensitive matters, I can actually talk to my old man and my mum, and they have actually quite a lot of wisdom because I asked them about business stuff quite a little while back, and their advice, because they've actually been in business for a lot longer than I have, has actually been invaluable. And honestly, their life experiences add to that mixture as well. So it is very valuable advice and feedback that comes back. So I'll give you, I'd like to shout out to my old man and mum too. Make your home a positive place to be. Okay, so you need to leave all the bad crap behind. If you had a bad day, that sort of thing, leave it outside your home door, and make your home life a positive place to be, because that's your place of rest, that's your place of restitution, that's your place of being calm and preparing for the next day. And you definitely need to be revitalised before you wake up the next day. So it's very important to make your home a positive place to be. And also, I'll tell you what, especially when you're facing certain issues, it could be things about what's happening at work and stuff. Ask yourself, does this stuff actually really matter? Some of the topics that you may end up discussing about with other people, does it really matter? Especially topics about she did this, he did this, absolutely useless. Ask yourself, does this really matter? And if it doesn't, just discard it, because you've got more important things to talk about, to do, or to discuss. Encourage other people as well. I'm actually very thankful that I've got the opportunity in the place where I work to encourage others, and I like to think that I do try to grasp that opportunity, to be, for others to be better and stronger, and they do the same to me. I have certain mentors that actually tell me, hey, you need to sort this out. You need to get your run time down. Get your strength up. Or they point out and say, you did this wrong, I need to re-educate you. So encourage others as others would encourage you. And the last point that I like to put out is actually focus the problems in your life, because they're not going to go away. They are there with you 24/7 until you sort it out. So you need to find the time, prioritise, and actually focus on the problems that are occurring in your life. And that way you can enhance the positive feeling and the positive success and that positive drive to become better in your life. Hey, that's enough tips from me, Russell Oliver here. Yeah, have a good one and stay positive, everyone.